How are you all today?
Doing
Hi,
well. How
good.
are
How are
you?
you?
Are you
I'm
good?
good. I'm good. So I'm just so excited for this show to officially release since I am, Gen Z as well. I'm just so excited for, our generation to really see, travel like
Totally.
in your lives, really see what's going on. So how do you all feel about a show really focusing on our generation?
I think it's awesome, and I think it's kind of perfect timing. Like I feel like this Gen Z show is coming at such a Gen Z moment. We're all like coming up, you're coming up, we're coming up. Like it's all just such a transitionary moment with so many big things happening for all of us in our generation. So I think it's, yeah, perfect timing.
How about the other two of you?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, Gen Z is like a huge audience for this kind of stuff. And I feel like there isn't another show out there that's like reality docu-series that follows a bunch of Gen Z creatives. So I feel like we definitely filled a gap that was in the market.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is something that you like all would say that's probably the biggest thing that we struggle with like in our generation Z? Because we see a lot of TikToks like with millennials and then like older generations and how like they do stuff like like different work spaces, like how we react differently to different situations. But what would you say is probably like the hardest thing that we do struggle with?
Mm.
Mm.
That was a good
I think
question.
it was a really good question.
I think the fact that we had to grow up and come of age during so many different crazy times in the world is definitely something that we deal with, and like mental health as a result is something that a lot of Gen Zers struggle with. Growing up with social media at the touch of your hands is definitely something that causes a struggle with mental health. Being brought up in a society where everybody like compares themselves and everybody wants to be perfect and get plastic surgery is definitely hard to deal with as a Gen Zer. And growing up in the middle of the pandemic and like coming of age in a place where like you can't even show your face because you're wearing a mask, like just a lot. It's a lot to grow up in.
Definitely. And I think it makes it hard for a lot of like Gen Z people with all of that. Like that was so good. like
Yes.
like finding, then that just kind of adds to like finding your way from there, like with so much crazy context. And like we're such a generation that's redefining everything that's happening currently. So I think that gives a lot of amazing potential, and then also makes things like tricky to like figure out new ways to innovate and new ways to like take our whole generation forward.
No,
But
for
we just had the first Gen Z congressperson elected to
sure.
government, yeah,
Wait,
which
did
is
we?
really cool.
I
Yeah,
didn't
like
hear that.
first Gen Z person just got
When was
elected,
that?
like today.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, thank you for that knowledge. Yes, I'm so excited for that. But what is something that you all would like your like fans and viewers to take away from your lives after watching the series?
I guess like coming off what we just said, that like Gen Z is still doing amazing things, despite like everything that has been going on and that we've all been through as like a generation.
Mhm.
Uh, and that there's like so many more beautiful things to come, and to like keep looking for that and keep striving for it and finding people that are also wanting to find that as well, is just so important to keep going and keep doing what you're doing.
When you all were like, introduced to the idea of this show, what were your original like thoughts? Like, were you all definitely like, yes, like I for sure want to do this, or did you have any hesitation, or what was like the thought process behind it?
I was undoubtedly
Mhm.
down from the
Yeah.
start. I love trying new things and taking chances and figuring out what the craziest thing I can do next is, because I get bored pretty easily. So when this opportunity just fell in my lap, I was like, I would literally be an idiot not to take it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I said yes right away.
Definitely felt the same way. I was super excited once I
Yeah.
understood what the project was.
I definitely thought about it a little bit. I mean, deciding to share my life is,
Mhm.
Exactly right. It's very like, privacy is definitely
Yeah.
being shown everything. So was there any type, like, was there a challenging episode? Do you all feel that was really hard for you to shoot or anything? Or did you all feel pretty comfortable with each episode and how it captured you?
I'm happy with how I was captured. I mean, things were difficult that were like on the show, but I don't regret those being on the show. And I
Mhm.
honestly, I think it's an honest reflection of what happens.
Yeah.
In a way that I'm comfortable with. But it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, like shitty things happen.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Agreed.
fine. So where do you all, what is next for you all? What are your, like, more of your aspirations? What next do you all want to achieve? Are there any other genres that you all might want to get into for acting? Like, what is next?
Yeah, well, I definitely was like the two actors. I know, well, for myself, I want to be doing more film work. Would love to just be working with like other young filmmakers,
Mm.
young directors who I think have unique visions
Mm.
and really original ideas and creating beautiful, unique characters that I can
Mhm.
help bring to life.
Yeah, I feel super similarly, just continuing to go through like the doors that are going to begin opening,
Mhm.
continuing to try acting and putting ourselves out there. For me, trying comedy and like seeing what different ways I can push in that area because it's such an interesting area of art. And yeah, what Claude said, like creating with other young, like-minded people is like totally top priority.
They're both actors, but for me, like acting was never something that I was trying to get into. TV was never something that I was trying to get into. I was never opposed to it, but like my passion is being an artist and a photographer first and foremost. But now that I've had this opportunity and it has let my artwork see a broader audience, I wouldn't change it for the world. I Yeah, I would totally be open to doing more like TV, movie. I would be open to do acting if that's where this takes me, but I'm definitely focused on my art and my photography.
Thank you all so much for joining with me today. I definitely look forward to seeing what other stuff that you all achieve, and I cannot wait for this to officially debut so all your fans and viewers can definitely support you.